Have you ever found yourself wondering if someone actually has feelings for you? Well, here's the thing. Love often has this whole silent language of its own. It speaks through these tiny, subconscious behaviors that, honestly, say way more than words ever could. So let's dive in and learn how to read those signs together.
I mean, it's the ultimate question, isn't it? That knot in your stomach, trying to figure out what a look really meant or what a gesture was all about. We've all been there. And today, we're going to try and unravel that mystery.
And here's the most important thing to remember right up front. Words can be tricky. People can be shy or nervous or just not ready to say what they feel. But their actions, those nonverbal cues, yeah, they tell a much, much more honest story. It's all about learning to watch for what they do.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll get into the unconscious signals of body language. Then, we'll look at the signs that show trust and a real emotional connection. After that, we'll check out the deliberate actions people take. And finally, we'll put it all together to see the big picture.
Okay, first up, body language. These are the kinds of signals people send out without even realizing it. You could almost say their bodies are having a whole conversation that their mouths aren't.
And you know what? It turns out our eyes are probably the biggest tattletales. A 2014 study found that we just unconsciously stare at the things and, well, the people we want the most. So if you catch them looking at you a little more than usual, it's probably not in your head. Their eyes are telling you something.
In our posture, it does a complete 180. Think about it. When you're with friends, you're probably relaxed, lean back, casual. But when you're talking to someone you're into, you'll find yourself leaning in. It's this automatic way of saying, hey, I'm here, I'm listening, and what you're saying really matters to me.
You can kind of think of posture as an open or a closed door. Crossed arms, crossed legs, that's basically a do not disturb sign. But when someone likes you, that door swings wide open. Their arms are relaxed, their body is aimed right at you. It's a nonverbal welcome mat, a sign that they feel comfortable and want you to come closer. Ever notice someone take a sip of their coffee right after you do? Or maybe they smile at the exact same time you do? That's called mirroring, and it is a super powerful subconscious sign of attraction. It's like when they like you, talking to them can feel a little bit like looking in a mirror. It's wild.
So to quickly wrap this part up, we've got the eyes fixating on you, leaning in, that open and inviting posture, and mirroring your actions. These are the big unconscious tells. Now let's see how this stuff builds into something a little deeper. Okay, so we're moving on from the purely physical stuff to the signs that show real trust and, a desire for an actual emotional connection. This is where things start to get interesting. A study from way back in 1997 really nailed this. It basically found that a real connection isn't about being perfect or strong all the time. It's about having the guts to be vulnerable. That's like the secret sauce for both love and attraction. Look, we all put up walls to protect ourselves, right? But when someone starts sharing their real fears with you, or their dreams, or even their insecurities, that's a huge deal. It means they trust you enough to let those walls come down, and that's an incredibly powerful sign of how they feel. A smile can mean a million different things, but a genuine smile, the one that reaches their eyes, that's special. It's not just a polite hello. Research shows that it's a whole package deal. It communicates trust, attraction, and emotional openness all at the same time. It means they feel genuinely happy just being around you. And making eye contact, that's not just a thing from the movies. It's biological. When you hold someone's gaze, both of your brains release oxytocin. People call it the love hormone, and it literally creates a feeling of bonding. So if they're holding your gaze, that's actual chemistry at work. You know that little spark when someone lightly touches your arm or their hand brushes yours? Yeah, that feeling is real. That small bit of contact triggers a rush of feel-good hormones. And just remember, that accidental touch might not be so accidental after all. All right, quick review of these trust signals. They open up and get vulnerable, they give you those real genuine smiles, they make meaningful eye contact, and they find little ways to make physical contact. Now let's get to the most deliberate signals of all. So this last category, this is all about conscious effort. These aren't just little subconscious things. These are actual choices someone makes because, well, they want you in their life. Just think about it for a second. Everyone is busy. Time is like the most valuable thing we have. So if somebody is willing to blow up their packed schedule just for you, they're not just being nice. They are sending a crystal clear message. You are a priority. Okay, here's a subtle one,
but it's really powerful. It's this idea of investment. When someone lends you something, even something tiny like a book or a jacket, it creates a little bond, right? Because that thing has to be returned, which gives you a built-in reason to see each other again. It's a small, symbolic way of investing in a future connection.
So whether it's clearing their calendar or lending you their favorite hoodie, these actions are really all about one thing: intentional, deliberate effort.
Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. We've got the unconscious body language, the trust signals, the conscious actions. But the real question is, how do you put all these puzzle pieces together to see the full story? And this right here is the most important takeaway of all. Seriously, anyone can lean in during a conversation. Anyone can smile. But one sign by itself doesn't mean much. It's just noise. What you're looking for, what you need to find, is a pattern, a consistent mix of these signals over time. That's when you know it's the real deal. So, we've decoded the language. You now have the tools to understand what's not being said out loud, which means the final question, the one that really matters, isn't about them anymore. It's about you. Now that you can read the signals, what are you going to do next?